All right, let's get to talking about The Boys season 4 so far for episodes 1, 2, and 3. And of course, I'm going to spoilers, so be warned. Be warned. So, yeah, let's get into this. So far episodes 1, 2, and 3, they're starting off really well. I will say that it isn't really starting off with a bang as maybe like the previous seasons have, especially season 1 and season 3. There's nothing that's like a mic drop for this season so far. Although I feel like I'm numb to the just the gore and the violence that happens in this show. Because yeah, there's stuff we've seen in the show so far. But yeah, the show is hitting with that gross violent action so far. And yeah, I'm liking it. And I'm also liking the political commentary so far. And yeah, they really are stepping it up this season, even more than the previous seasons. Like I think season 1, it was maybe a bit more subtle. And then as it's gone along, it's gradually becoming very much more obvious. And with season 4, they're stepping it up even more because it is an election year, and there's an election going on in the show, or already went down pretty much, with Victoria Nguyen becoming the vice president to Singer, and yeah, she might pop his head. She might pop his head later, which she probably will at some point. With the political commentary, it's probably gonna turn people off. Like even Eric Kripke even said it, like, if you're not liking this show making fun of these right-wing nut jobs, then yeah, maybe good riddance to you. Just go watch something else that's gonna satisfy your beliefs or whatever. But yeah, this is the kind of show we're making, and yeah, this is kind of satire we want to put out there in The Voice. And yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's get to Homelander, and he is even more of a loose cannon this season. Like I'm worried for anybody that comes into the room with them, because there's a good chance that they may meet their end in there. Like with that woman that came in, that she was the one in the previous seasons that shared the almond joy with Starlight. Man, I was like, you really killed her off like that. So yeah, definitely Homelander is even more triggered this season. And Anthony Starr is doing a tremendous job, as he's always done as Homelander. But he's playing him great. He plays him so well in a multi-dimensional way. So you do feel for him like sometimes, even though he's evil. And of course, with this season, he's even more influenced by Trump. And I almost forgot to mention that scene where he told the Deep to go blow A-Train. I was like, wow, they're really going to do this. Of course they didn't. But it could have happened. That's the sort of thing that could have happened. And like they were just helpless. They couldn't do anything because yeah, the Homelander has all the power, and they're like, yeah, I guess like we have to do this. Or the Deep was like, I guess I have to do this, and yeah. So yeah, I thought that was a really good scene, the way it played out. And even Ashley was like, she wanted it to happen. She had that look in her face where yeah, she wanted to see this. So yeah, Homelander continues to be one of the best TV show characters across the board right now. And then we go to Butcher, of course, Billy Butcher, still being Billy Butcher, and he's not leading anymore, which I thought was kind of interesting. But of course, that goes to like Mother's Milk now. But of course, Carl Urban like continues to knock it out of the park with Billy Butcher. And I like the scene in like the third episode. I think it's the third episode with him and Brian bonding. So I thought it was a really nice scene to see them together. And even Ryan getting a substantial part of the season. And the actor playing Ryan is really good. So yeah, I thought he did well with like there's like emotional scene he has with Butcher, and with Billy Butcher dying and spending time with Ryan and trying to make things right. Seems like this is going to be it for him this season, but I don't know, they could spread it to next season too. So yeah, we'll see. Like I have a feeling they're probably going to have him be part of it next season, because I can't see season 4 ending or having Billy Butcher die this season, because I feel like you got to have him for season 5. But yeah, we'll see. It could happen where they take out Billy Butcher this season, and then go into Huey's storyline with his mother coming in after his dad had a stroke. And I thought she was dead for some reason. From the previous seasons, I kind of took it that she died, but she actually left the family, which is kind of pretty cruel. So yeah, so we saw her coming back. I'm not sure where this storyline's gonna go. It is interesting. So yeah, I want to see where it goes. And yeah, hopefully Simon Peck. Hopefully Huey's father's all right. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, that's an interesting subplot, and that can go anywhere. And the fact that she kind of, I guess she kind of works for Vought. So yeah, that can maybe come into conflict. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It seems like they're like Huey and his mother are getting on better terms at the end of season, or at the end of episode 3. And then going to Starlight, and we see with her that there's more to her character than we thought. Like, she's not as clean as we thought. Like, we thought that she was like a sweet girl from like the Midwest, but she's actually said some pretty mean things, I guess, when she was doing that like pageantry when she was like a teenager or whatever. And she was like I guess she came across Firecracker when they were young and whatever, and Firecracker took her words very, very seriously, and that's why Firecracker is just like, yeah, he's talking all that shit on Starlight. So yeah, so I feel like everyone's talking shit on Starlight though, so it's not just Firecracker. So I feel like when Starlight went to Firecracker, it was like, yeah, I feel like everyone's talking shit on her, and even if Firecracker didn't even know her from back then, she seems like she would still be like accusing Starlight of all these things. So yeah, but yeah, Firecracker being pretty much a conspiracy theorist. I feel like she's kind of influenced from Alex Jones a little bit, and they kind of hint at where that she doesn't really believe in everything she says. She's just saying them to build up her like followers and her brand and all that. And that's very true to I guess a lot of these like, conspiracy theorist content creators in the real world. So yeah, it's very much true to that. And man, that deep state conspiracy theory convention they go to, that seemed very accurate. That seemed very accurate. Like, I've never seen anything like that, but to what I've like heard and what I've seen like through the internet, it's just like, yeah, that stuff seems like it's pretty accurate to what goes on. That what goes on at probably these conventions. So yeah, and that human centipede scene with that duplicating guy, that was pretty gross. That was one of those scenes I was like, okay, this is kind of going a little too far, but I don't know. Then we go to Sister Sage, who I think is a really great addition to the boys. I really like her character, being the smartest woman in the world. Her scheming to make the Starlight supporters look bad, I thought it was a really good entrance, or a really good, I guess, like first like involvement with her character in this show. So I thought that was good. And just having like the supporter, like, or like the Homelander supporters come in and then having them get beat down. But yeah, Sister Sage is a really great character because you don't know what she has in mind. Like, what is she planning? Is she really helping out Homelander here, or is she trying to benefit herself or benefit like the other side? Because you don't know if she has a moral compass or a conscience and all, or maybe she does, and I don't know, or maybe she's just trying to benefit herself from all of this. But yeah, it's a really great character. I think it's a really great addition to the boys. So yeah, I really like her so far. Then going to Mother's Milk leading the boys now, which I mentioned earlier, but I like seeing that. And he's putting Butcher in his place right now, just not allowing him to be part of the team. Even when Butcher saved them in episode 3, Mother's Milk was just standing his ground. He was like, yeah, you're not part of this team. You're staying out of this team. So yeah, I think Mother's Milk is a good leader of the team. But I don't know if it's a good idea to trust A-Train, because he's trying to get A-Train to flip, because you don't know about A-Train. Like, he might flip because he seems like he's not about being in the 7 anymore, especially with the bat scene where he kind of stopped Todd from going out, but he didn't seem like he wanted to hit him with a bat. Or he might just do what benefits himself, and he's done that before. And with that Will Ferrell cameo, I thought that was great, because I really thought that was like a real scene in the show, but then it ended up being like a movie, like The Blind Side. So yeah, that was a great scene. So yeah, well, A-Train flip or not, we'll see. But I think he's a really good character. He seems like he's coming around, and I think he's had a pretty good arc. And even with saving Huey at the end of episode 3, I thought that was a cool moment. And then going to the Deep, who seems like he might be getting manipulated by Sage, because she told him to stand up to Ashley, and he's like threatening Ashley, and you kind of get the sense he might be becoming more villainous in the show. But I feel like he probably won't take it that far, even though the dude is like a creep. He just seems too dumb to be like a straight up villain. But yeah, we'll see, because I didn't expect that scene at the end of episode 3 to happen where he's making out with Sage. But yeah, I feel like Sage is definitely manipulating him. We'll see what happens with that, because I can't really see them being together. The smartest woman in the world with probably the dumbest superhero in the 7. So yeah, we'll see. All right, maybe opposites attract. But yeah, definitely Sage is manipulating him. And I love that Tilda Swinton is voicing the octopus or squid. What was her name? Ambrosius. I think it's cool to hear the octopus or the deep interpretation of what the octopus is saying. So yeah, I think it's cool. And also with Black Noir, who is that inside the suit playing him? Because I feel like with Tilda Swinton being the voice of the octopus, I feel like there's probably another notable actor that's like playing Black Noir, and that's gonna be revealed in one of the future episodes. It could be someone notable, or it could be a nobody. Like he could be maybe killed off like randomly. But it's hilarious hearing him talk, especially after bashing Todd's head in that scene. And Frenchie swinging both ways now, and the reveal coming that he killed his whole family. That seemed to come out of nowhere. There could have been clues I missed in the previous seasons that Frenchie was bi and had this history that is darker than anything we've seen from him. But I don't know, it just feels like it came out of nowhere. But I am interested to see where it goes, and I feel like with him, I feel like it was more of like probably an accident where he killed his family. Like he was probably all drugged up and did something, or I don't know, crashed his car or something like that. So yeah, we'll see where it goes, because I feel like with Frenchie, I don't think he's a straight up murderer, but he could be. I don't know. Maybe this is what like how Mallory got him to work for her. And also probably one of the reasons they have it is they sort of have a love triangle with Kimiko, even though Kimiko is like saying go get that D and all that. So yeah, but yeah, Kimiko has a storyline too with I guess a girl she comes across fighting that she knew from her past when they were caged up. That could be interesting. I don't know, but I feel like there might be too many subplots for the season, or that may work into like the actual plot. I don't know. But she seems like she has some kind of feelings of being caged up, and she sees it at that convention. And lastly, to Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who is pretty much playing Jeffrey Dean Morgan, which I'm not complaining, because I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan, especially from The Walking Dead. But yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan so far, I feel like he hasn't really been a big part of the show. I mean, I guess down the line in the season maybe, because he's kind of, I guess, planning something with Butcher. But the one thing I'm kind of wondering is Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character, who I don't know the name of right now, but is his character a figment of Butcher's imagination? Because he was imagining Becca earlier, so I'm kind of wondering if Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a figment of his imagination, because like he's only talked to Butcher. He hasn't really had a conversation with anybody else. I mean, it's probably not what it is, but I wouldn't be surprised. I want to be surprised if Jeffrey Dean Morgan was just someone from Butcher's past and he passed on, or maybe he would be another personality to Butcher, and like the mass in his head is making him have multiple personalities or something like that. But yeah, so far The Boys season 4 is off to a really good start, and I'm really liking it. So yeah, tell me your thoughts on the season so far, and yeah, what are your thoughts? So until next time, I'll see y'all later. Rebel out.